Fuck, I don't
hear any noise.
Well, I'm not playing it right now.
What?
But when I feed music, it was doing something it wasn't supposed to be doing. That's all I can say. At least I don't think so.
Isn't that the story of your life?
When I pull it down, like I shouldn't be able to hear you anymore. Talk. See, I don't hear you anymore. Now you're back up. Talk to me.
I hear you.
That's how it's supposed to work. That's how I feel. And when I'm pulling the computer down, I still hear it. I will get to the bottom of it. I guarantee you.
Before or after this podcast?
Oh, it'll be after. That's okay.
So have we started this podcast?
I think we just did.
Well, hey, welcome to It's the Bourbon Talking with Billy and Jimmy.
Hey, roll that beautiful bean footage.
What do you get when you have 2 microphones, a bottle of bourbon, and plenty of time to kill? It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast with Billy and Jimmy. Glad you found us. Sit back, relax. Let's see what we get into.
That's where
here we go. So let's.
Welcome to episode 35 of It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast. I'm Billy. I'm here with my good friend Jimmy.
Good.
And we drink bourbon and talk a bunch of smack about a bunch of things. And at the end, we rate the bourbon that we drink. We're tasting it, so you don't have to. Jimmy, what we got today?
Well, we're also talking about shit, so they don't have to talk about it in public, too.
We're going to say all the shit you want to say.
Yeah, we're saying exactly what's in your head. You just don't want to say, like, oh, shit, he said that.
Can't believe they said that.
So we're drinking something we picked up at Sturgis.
Yeah.
It's called West River Whiskey Company was the name of the distillery we went to, and it's a bottle of Sturgis. We had it there. We didn't have any. We had a tasting. They give you like a little.
Oh yeah, we had some of it.
A little mouthwash cup full, and we tasted it.
It was enough to know that we wanted it.
We wanted it. We wanted to bring it on. This is bottle 114 of 270.
That's right. Bottle number 1 was gone. 270 gone.
Well, wait a minute. There was a reason why we went for the 114. Remember, we sent them to the back.
Yep. And it was actually up front. No. That was the one that we were taste testing, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one we wanted was we were actually drinking.
Yeah.
And so we kept narrowing down 114. Right. So the 114 is actually the motor.
That's the displacement of the engine that Jimmy's got on his Harley. So
yes. So we went with
very special bottle.
Yeah. So again, he had a bunch of them. It was great. And we got some feedback off our last podcast. We forgot to tell you what the bourbon tastes like. Yeah. We just went straight into rating. And
luckily, John did a little bit for us.
Yeah, a little bit.
So John told everybody how he liked it, and then we just gave it a number. So
we're going
to try to stay on track today and pay attention.
I was actually in Virginia this week, and Chris and a few others said, hey, you didn't kind of taste it and tell us what it tasted like.
Yeah, you jacklegs are doing a terrible job. Yeah. Tighten up.
So for those who are watching, we're going to give you a flavor test at the end along with a rating. And
it's cool. We're getting critiqued that there's people actually watching telling us, hey, you sucked last week. You need to tighten up. All right.
It was great. Like that. What about the bourbon? Well, yeah, it is called It's the Bourbon Talking. But hey.
And if somebody would email us other than an Indian podcast promoter, you'd actually win a bottle of bourbon possibly from It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast. So.
And with our budget, it'll be a good one.
I can't tell you how big that bottle is going to be, though.
Hey, Billy, cheers. Welcome back to the studio. It's been a few weeks. So
we've been in, we've been out, we've been up, we've been down.
So we're back. And anyways, feels good to kind of be home for a couple of days. Back on the road next week.
We got a 4-day weekend.
4-day weekend.
Well, actually, we worked today, so we blew that. Got a 3.5-day weekend? Yeah, we'll call it. Yeah, 3 and 3.
Yeah, 3.5. Pretty cool.
I think you were planning on sleeping most of it.
I was really wanting to take a nap today. I'm tired. I didn't get to bed till after midnight. It sucked. Drove all day. Been up since 5:30.
Did you pay your electric bill? It's hotter than hell's half Hades in here. Is it just me? Am I going through menopause?
You may be.
It's like not. Sorry, a little side note. I was like, oh. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, it is 72 degrees in this house.
Bullshit.
I'm telling you, that's what it says.
Okay, at the thermostat, not in this room. But anyway,
Well,
I digress. Sorry,
no,
I took a left there. I apologize.
I tell you what, I will. We'll make this room a little colder.
Thanks, buddy.
Technology-wise, I can do this.
I'm sweating like I'm being interrogated after coming home from the Harley dealership.
We also got that ceiling whirlybird.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to turn that on. Call some flipping and some flappings.
Yeah, we don't know.
What were you talking about before I rudely interrupted you about the temperature? Was it important? Was it profound? Yes, not, man. Moving on to that.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to take a nap today because I was
that's
tired.
what we were talking about.
Yeah, but that shit didn't happen.
Yeah, so as you guys know, we went to Sturgis for a couple weeks. We came home for a few days, and then we joined John at Daytona for the Coke Zero Sugar 400.
Yep.
We were there for 5 days. And so we feel like that we've been rolling hard.
Well, and then we came back. We came back Sunday, and Monday morning I got on the road and went to Norfolk.
And then Jimmy went to Norfolk for the week.
Yeah.
So he's tired. I'm pretending to be tired with it, but he's been moving, shaking and baking a little bit more than I have.
But no, it's all good. Glad to get home, do some laundry.
You do your own laundry?
Sometimes.
I got this magic basket, bro. It's awesome. You just throw shit in it. The next day, it's folded up, put right back in your drawer.
I probably say that in my head, I probably do it more than I probably really do. But Laura does most of it. I
got a magic dishwasher.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I got a magic laundry hamper. I got a magic lawnmower. Got a magic weed whacker. I got a magic garbage can too. You just keep throwing garbage in it, and it just never fills up. And right when it gets like to the top, it's fresh bag.
So
love you, Terry.
The $100 question is, what is it that you do? Oh, time's up.
When a witness starts out in his first words, he's lying. He's inventing some shit.
Exactly.
Man, I'm not lazy. I
didn't say you were.
You're right. You didn't.
It's kind of self-incriminating there.
I think that's exactly what just happened there. So, Terry is just Energizer Bunny. She's constantly. So she's kind of been a little slowed down past 12 hours. She hasn't been feeling good. I allowed her to take a little nap yesterday, and allowed her. She's a grumpy pants when she don't feel good. She's mean. I think she said she was going to stab me. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, that's not like something she says in private with you. She says it out loud in front of a group.
It feels more like she means it than when she says it in private.
And she's holding the knife.
Nah, I mean, she's a go-getter, man. She never slows down. She's always doing something. And anyway, she's a little faster than I am.
No, I mean, hey, even at Daytona, good grief. I got out of bed at like 7 or 8 and walked outside, and she had already had the outside packed.
Yep.
It's like, I guess I go back to bed.
I was still in the bed.
Yeah, you were. So, that's no, she's definitely
yeah, she's a keeper.
Ready to go in a moment's notice. So.
What is happening here?
Yeah, I don't know.
We got things to talk about. Let's see.
Well, you don't really want to talk about that 3-ring circus going on in D.C., right? Yeah,
no, I don't want to talk about them because I don't want to be arrested. Because yeah.
Well, come on. We in the big top there in the big top. The big top, that. You got Jozo the clown. He's just all over the damn place and riding around his little Corvette, opens up the trunk, and Clarabelle Harris jumps out, and the rest of the, his administration. But yeah, Jozo, man, he's got it going on. Think about it. Every natural disaster, he tries to relate it back to his little house fire.
My God, how insensitive.
He is. I mean, he's...
And when he ended that one sentence with, and I almost lost my 67 Corvette. You have a room of people there that have lost husbands, wives, children missing. What's up with all the missing kids, dude?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But again, you know,
Anyway,
Jozo the clown and his big top there is not doing any justice.
I don't know. And
good
every
grief.
time he tells the fire story of his house, it gets worse and worse. Now it was about to collapse. And they were, anyway.
Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, Maui, you know. Oh, no, what was it? Hurricane. He's relating his pond behind his house getting hit by lightning and knocking out his air conditioner. Jozo,
I missed that one. Yeah. So he's on his way over to like the Perry area of Florida tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's got in store. I'm sure he's got a hell of a motivational speech.
Well, his press conference was he was trying to relate to the hurricane.
I missed that.
He said, you know, when he was growing up, the pump, or not, no, I guess he was in the Senate, but lightning hit the pond behind his house, which went up through his air conditioner and really caused chaos.
Wow.
He's trying to relate that
He's
to
got
a
to relate
hurricane.
to the people. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, where homes are missing.
Yeah.
People are missing.
So I guess with all the flooding, he'll talk about the time he got out of the bed in his socks and stepped in a dog pee and got his socks wet. He can relate, you know,
Yeah,
with the flooding and stuff like that.
In his kitchen fire to Maui?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know who is controlling his strings, but
Jozo the clown. That's y'all's
so
president.
Mitch McConnell, man, it happened again. It is time, Mitch. You know, he popped another circuit breaker yesterday, and it was bad. And his handlers that are there with him, they don't know exactly what to do. Like this lady's trying to do quick damage control real fast, and they ended up just asking the question again louder to him when he's obviously disconnected and not in that room. When whatever is happening to him happens, it's not a quick recovery. It's not like you go, where was my thought at? Oh yeah, you're not coming right back from that. He's down for a while when breaker trips.
And I love Nikki Haley's comment about the Senate. It's the most privileged nursing home in America.
Oh my.
Because everybody's like,
she nailed it.
70s and 80s there. I mean, it's like,
oh my God.
I mean, I agree. It is probably the most privileged nursing home. I mean,
man, it is time for, that's our founding fathers were so, visionary or whatever. No. So, I mean, so the Constitution really, it is really effective for all the progress that we've had. You know, it's still into play today. Am I using the right words? It's still, it was so well crafted, well written.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff today still
very much so. Although people would argue that, but true constitutionalists anyway, man, they did one hell of a job. They were just such a visionary on things. But the one thing I wish they would have put in there.
Term limits.
Yeah. I think we missed the ball on that one. So I just.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We left, being run by, kings and queens and being in power forever to you come back and you make a president. And term limits for presidency wasn't even in the founding fathers. That was actually an amendment that was done later.
Yes. Yes.
So, I mean, do you want people
and that's
in
a
power
lot more
forever?
Recent. No.
Exactly. I mean, there should be term limits,
There should be.
I agree.
I mean, I don't know exactly what a good year is, but I think Joe's been there long enough. I'm just saying. But to be a career politician, I just don't. see
Well, there's
how
career.
that's...
Okay, well, hang on now. If you're going to talk about career politicians, I mean, there are career politicians I see going through city government, through the county, state government,
I
to
used
the
the wrong
federal.
word, yeah.
I mean, those are. I mean, and so I'm fine with those careers because they work their way up to the big leagues.
But
I get
to
that.
be a
but,
senator when they're 27
2
till the
terms.
time they're 89,
Yeah,
man,
no,
come
senators,
on.
Terms get out.
Yeah.
Two terms get out. Congress, let's set a term limit there. I mean,
Wait, what
8
would you
years.
think? 2 8-year terms for a Congress,
Well,
a
you can vote
senator
them.
or something?
Well, senator 6 years, isn't it? And congressman's
yeah.
2 years. So they got to. So I don't agree with the Congress being elected every 2 years because by the time you come out of one election cycle, you're back into another one.
Yeah, you can't do your damn job.
Exactly. Where's
Yeah.
what
or
you
at
gonna do?
least a lot of them don't. They're too focused on the votes, and it eats up their time.
Out campaigning and stuff. So no.
Yeah, so we need to stretch that one out.
make it 4 years. In 2 4-year terms, you get out.
Jimmy, you should be in charge.
Boy, that'd be a mistake. But I'll take on that job in a heartbeat. And boy, I'll clean house. Good grief. We won't have Jozo the Clown there any longer, I promise. Or Hamburglar Hunter. I mean, good grief.
Man, I hope the best for President Biden. I think he's a wonderful person. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Your analysis tonight after this podcast.
I want a black helicopter swooping down on my house. Do you remember put your cell phones in the microwave prior to this broadcast?
This one?
Yeah, go put that in the microwave. Microwave's a good Faraday cage.
No, hey, they
Just don't turn it on.
it's on. Hey, I'm right. They're gonna see it on YouTube anyways. Who are these guys
Right.
making fun of us clowns?
You seen them Mr. Bourbon Talking podcast guys? Direct the Department of Justice.
Yeah, 2 clowns drinking bourbon. So, anyways, yeah, sorry to go down that political hole there. But yeah, Jozo got to go. So, what else happened in there, Billy?
Man, we had a standoff in the neighborhood last night, and I slept right through that, I guess. So we got this wildlife neighborhood that's over there by my neck of the woods.
Okay, standoff, wildlife, light. But anyways,
yeah, there's some wildlife
wild
on
over
the
there.
wildlife last night.
So,
And if I'm not mistaken, this is the second time this has happened. I think the first time it was a lady.
so her husband
Not
felt
that,
lonely.
not
and
that
I'm gonna
women.
do it too.
Yeah, not that women can't be crazy. But anyway, usually when they have to call SWAT and there's a standoff, it's typically some dude wearing a wife beater. Anyway, but yeah, Nassau County. I guess the school had been put on notice to, hey, no school today. There's an elementary school over there that got put out last night. Standoffs started at like 11:30, and they were joined by JSO SWAT, and they got the guy at 5:30 this morning. Then they turned the school back on and said, "Okay, y'all can open up." That was right by the house, man. I didn't even hear about it till it was over. That's a good thing. Good job, Nassau County Sheriff's Department
And JSO
and
SWAT.
JSO. Appreciate y'all coming over, helping out. See, I don't think we got like a SWAT team. So whenever you see with assistance from JSO, that means they brought in that Bearcat and the dudes in black. So JSO's got a closest SWAT team. So
No, it's
yeah, so good job, guys. Appreciate keeping everybody safe.
maybe they ought to take the word wild out of that
Yeah,
little town's name.
yeah. I would call it slightly excited light.
How about boring light?
Yeah, turn that wild down a little bit. Y'all getting crazy over there. Supposed to be a respectable neighborhood.
One would think it's supposed to be like the up and coming area, but it's like it's going now. Man, I was gonna say something right before you jumped into that little wild light thing and
Yeah, sorry about that.
brain fart. So
Trying to, I guess our phones are blowing up. I'm trying to turn all that down so nobody gets annoyed. Did you just send out an email while we're on the podcast? Or is it okay? I was saying, damn, that was talented. just got an email for Mr. Doberly.
Hey, constantly working people. Sorry. Trying to make that almighty dollar, because every one I make, I pay the government too. This doesn't seem fair.
Man, that guy on Newsmax really broke it down. I mean, it was, I wonder if I can find that. He was talking about the dude Oliver that just came out with that hit
Oliver
song.
Anthony, yeah.
So he was the Newsmax guy was doing a little chat about that, and it was just quite profound.
The song itself is pretty profound.
I agree.
Rich Man North of Richmond?
Yes.
Yep.
And I guess they were playing it at the at the GOP, and and he said he just sat back and he just laughed his ass off because that song was written about
them. Yeah, exactly.
He just like, man,
Yes. Songs written about all you politicians up in D.C., and to include Jozo.
Oh man, I really want to find this. This guy really nailed it, and I got quite upset after the realization. I mean, he's not telling you anything that you don't know, but
And the liberals are losing their mind about the one line about the 300-pound lady eating fudge rounds off of food stamps.
yeah, that's the one that sparked him up.
Yeah, that just stoked the bear. And we have dead air, so Billy will probably go back and edit this, and there we have it. It's
Okay, I think so it's hard to go back through your history when you've watched that guy that speed drums.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched about 1,000 of his videos, so it really, anyway.
So anyways, hey, watched my Florida Gators play last night, and God, they suck.
Dude.
The coach ought to be fired. I'm sorry, love my Gators,
My
but there
God,
was
they
no discipline on the team.
terrible.
No discipline on the team. Stupid mistakes all over the place. It's like the team had no discipline and they played like it. Come on, Gators, get your shit together.
Man, they were just bad. Usually they become terrible the moment I start watching them. So I was like, oh, dude, I think I'm going to skip this game. My powers of bad luck, I just don't want to put that upon my Gators.
Well, I mean, we go on vacation at range. You watch the Gators, they lose. You watch the Braves, they lose.
So,
dude, just, hey, go to bed about 7 o'clock and don't wake up until 7 a.m. the next day.
So we were both driving. You were in probably North Carolina or somewhere when I called you last night.
Yeah.
And I was on the road, and you're like, oh, he was in Mexico when he was doing this because he was watching his iPad while driving, and that's illegal in the United States. So when you whipped through Mexico real quick and you were catching the game.
He is not lying, because I literally went right through south of the border.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so North Carolina, South Carolina.
Right. Yeah, so he was at south of the border.
South of the border.
He was south of the border. So this is legal to watch your iPad and watch the Gators lose while driving. Anyway, I'm trying to get on there with you, and I just changed my password to like 99 special characters so the NSA can't watch my TV. But so when I finally get home and I turn it on, it's when Florida was setting up that field goal when they got shut down in the red zone. I was like, all right, we'll get on the board. We'll make it 6 here. And yeah, and he just winged it way right. And I was like, God, I'm going to turn the TV on. I'm like, dude, it's
Too
just
late.
terrible.
You already gave him the bad mojo, and they
Gave
lost.
him the bad mojo.
I mean, it was bad. I mean, there was no discipline on that team. The offsides, 3rd and 1. All but one 3rd and 1, they got a 5-yard false start. And it's like, really? I mean, just poor discipline on the team. But hey, I can talk bad about them this week because they sucked yesterday. But hey, we're going to come back next week against Tennessee. If not, we'll talk bad about them again.
Okay, I think I just found that little thing from Carl Higbee on Newsmax that I was talking about 8 minutes ago. So I'm going to play this real quick and let you guys hear it. He just really knocks this out the park. Hang on.
the political landscape is changing by the day. And it's not so much even left versus right anymore, but it's more normal versus elites. And if you're angry with the State of the Union, you're in good company. You're actually the norm. Nothing makes that more apparent than the song that rocketed to the top of the charts overnight, Rich Men North of Richmond. This is a song about an ordinary guy, middle of the road politically, who just basically said what we're all thinking. And he said it from the heart, talking about an elite uniparty that's running our country while everyone else suffers. Now, I've listened to this 100 times by now, and it resonates with me more and more every time. Rich Men North of Richmond got me wondering why I'm not more mad, actually. Mad that I pay taxes on a home that I already own, paid for by a paycheck I already paid taxes on, that I fix with materials that I buy and pay more taxes on when I purchase them, taxes that essentially have me working from January to June for free. I was driving into work, listening to that song, thinking, look, I pay 50% of my income to government at various levels, and yet the bridge by my house has been closed for a year with not so much as a spray paint line on the ground or a start date. Yet, when I hit a pothole and get a flat tire on roads that I'm taxed to drive on, I have to wait on hold for hours sometimes to get a human only to tell me, sorry, we're not going to pay for your tire. I have no recourse. My dollar is worth 17 cents less than it was 2 years ago, but you don't reduce my taxes any. The government just burdens me. It's our problem to figure out where we're going to make up that other 17 cents. And the people who are supposed to be civil servants, who work for the taxpayers, they're rarely civil, nor do I think they provide adequate service.
Point.
Sorry, not sorry. They shut off your mics at town hall meetings and hang up on us when we yell at them for making a mistake. If I treated government the way they treated me, I'd be up to my eyeballs in fines and penalties. So yeah, that song resonates with me.
Oh, Carl Higbee just hit it out of the park with that one, and I saw that this morning when I was paying my taxes, and I'm just like, man, I gotta make a mental note of that. That was pretty good.
No, it was definitely spot on.
Yeah,
So is
man.
So is the song. But yeah, I did read the part where the presidential debate, the song's about them, but Fox plays it as a, hey, what do you think about this song, for the liberals?
Great song.
It's about
It's about all y'all.
Yeah, that's funny.
So Oliver Anthony, who that's actually not his name, by the way. His grandfather was called Oliver, and it's basically Oliver Anthony Music. His name is something else, but anyway, that's a sharp young man and got his head on his shoulders and reads the Bible and is focused on his goals and what he's doing. But he's just a simple person, man, and he's kind of fed up like the rest of y'all. So it was if you got a chance to check out the last Joe Rogan podcast with him on it, he did real well. Good.
I saw he was on Joe Rogan. I haven't heard the podcast yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He was probably on there for 3 hours though, so you gotta take a moment out of your day to catch Joe's podcast. We only bugged the shit out of y'all for about 30 minutes or so. So
yeah, until we're half lit on bourbon. It's like, the batteries die on the camera, so we really go on for like 6 hours, but the camera only has like a 30-minute battery.
Yeah, the camera dies and we don't realize it. No, we're not that bad. We're close, but
it's the bourbon talk.
We're at 30 minutes already, believe it or not. Jeez.
We had nothing to talk about today.
We had nothing to talk about. We were just happy to be back, and we did a little whining, a little complaining. I think I got a brownie point at the first. I was appreciative of Terry, so too bad she doesn't listen to the podcast. She'll never know about it, but anyway.
No. But hey, and no, all good. It's, again, it's always best not to have something to talk about because we just pull shit out of the air.
That's right.
Hey, and, and thank goodness that the storm Idalia came through, and yes, a lot of property damage, but as far as, lives, I think I only saw 3 fatalities.
Yeah, I mean,
so it could have been way worse.
Yeah,
it hit
one's
land
too many, but man, thank goodness.
Yeah, it hit land with a Cat 4.
I think right before the eye made, they bumped it to a 4, and what I noticed, like 30 minutes later, back down to a 3. But there was some storm surge, and It's pretty tore up over there, but all in all, those people will be able to rebuild, and
Well, and over there's
glad
a
most
lot of,
people was safe.
a lot of fish camps. I mean,
Yeah,
trailers on the water, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't take this the wrong way,
No,
but you're kind of back in time when you go there.
do. You're back in the 50s and 60s when you go over there.
It kind of feels that way,
Steamhead,
doesn't
Jeep
it?
Perry, all that. They're just fish camps.
Yep, I feel like I'm back in the 80s or something. Time's just a little slower,
Mm-hmm.
You almost feel weird pulling out a cell phone. People look at you and, what's that gadget you got there, boy?
No, but
again,
like Maui, I mean, all the rich are going to run over there and buy up all that real estate, and ittle be
there's
mega million homes right now.
There's some shit going on over there, and it's just shady.
But no, it's a lot of fish camps, a lot of old cabins, trailers, stuff like that. I mean, it wiped it out.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still reeling from Mexico Beach, 5 years ago?
Man, that place got nuke bombed.
I mean, I don't think there was one house left.
Ugh.
Oh, and then the oak tree fell in the governor's mansion. See that?
No.
Yeah, 100-year-old oak tree fell in the governor's mansion.
Oh, wow.
So DeSantis has a lot to worry about there. It's another year in Florida. I mean, hurricanes are going to come through us.
Well, that global warming is making all them storms a little worse. Well, I don't know.
Really? You're going back down that hole we started with Jozo?
That's what they say, man. All you got to do is just
Jozo
go
the
back
clown.
into history and look. No, it's actually been hotter back in the past, and I have a bigger fear that we're actually going to be approaching an ice age here soon. Well, when I say soon, I'll be gone. Anyway, that's good.
Your great grandkids will have to worry about it.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. It's
Maybe they'll listen to this podcast and say, whoa, my grandpappy had a little foresight there.
My great Pop Otis says that's my name for my grandson. I'm Pop Otis. Yeah. I wear that proudly. Yeah. So I took him outside.
Yeah, he's going to be, 1 year old. Poop Otis.
Poop. Yeah. It's okay, boy. I do that good too. So
I do the same thing. I got a diaper on, boy.
I put a little hat on him and sat him out on the motorcycle. Had Terry take pictures of us on the motorcycle, and then I photoshopped it. Him and I riding through a canyon, and I sent it to his mom. Anyway, I guess I did.
Were you not supposed to be at work that day?
Yeah, I was working. Had my laptop. I was on my lunch break.
His lunch break's from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
I don't eat that much. Anyway.
By that theory, we're still on lunch break right here. And, hey, it's...
Before we strum up an employee review here, let's rate this bourbon. What do you think, buddy?
Oh, man. All right, we ready to chill out? So, hey, again, we had a taste of it in Sturgis, so... Absolutely great flavor, and drinking out of the Sturgis glass. So great flavor. Really enjoyed it. Bought the bottle. It was a little pricey. Anything over $20 in my book is a little pricey. I think probably draw the line around 50. I think, but this was like
this is about $5 or 5 bottles worth. Then
this was a little over $50, but it's absolutely amazing, great flavor.
Yeah.
Again,
I think we were paying the Sturgis bike rally prices.
Yeah, I think I bought everybody in a bar a drink. Like, dude, I mean, Capital.
Yeah, I bet right now, if you were to go there, that's a $20 bottle of bourbon.
So
anyway.
Again, West River Whiskey Company Distillery.
Yep.
And it's Sturgis. So this is their brand. So
I think they were brewing it right out the back door.
And what was funny was it had Scotch tape holding the cork down. Not
Damn
like
good.
It wasn't wrapped with plastic like all the other bottles. So again, really, really good flavor. I like the taste of it. I mean, gosh, we're gonna have to go back to Sturgis to get this again, I guess.
All right, let's go.
Hey, what are your thoughts on the flavor?
I remember it, but we had already gone from 1 or 2 bars, I think, by the time we got there, possibly. Or were we sober?
Oh, he forgot to bring his pocket full of ginger to clean his palate.
Man, man, we're not talking about sushi. Let's don't go. That's another time. Don't put the damn ginger on your sushi roll, you idiots. That's not what it's for. Anyway, just Google that. Like, this ginger tastes like shit on this. Anyway, again, that's another. So when we sat down and had the taste test on that, it was, you know me, I like a little ice. That kind of rocked my world, and I was like, ooh, that's some.
We're gonna have to go back to that
That's
sushi after we rate this.
We will, yeah, we will. So now that we have it here in Florida, and I've been able to, tone it down with a little bit of ice, I really like it. I like it better now than I liked it then.
I'll be honest, I thought it tastes better in Sturgis.
It was good. It was good, but it was a whole lot of fire water that day, but I really taste the oak in this, and it's I don't know. I think it's really good, and I'm probably about to give this the highest number I've ever given. This is I'm going to give this a 7. I like it.
I was actually going to go with an 8. I think it's probably one of the best bourbons I've had.
Of course we like this swill. Yeah. It's 1,800 miles away, and we can't get another bottle of it.
It took us 4 days to get there and back. Actually, about 5 or 6. But
Googly moogly. Of course we like it. It couldn't be a 1, could it?
No, I mean it's definitely. I'm gonna give it an 8. I mean, this is absolutely the best bourbon I've ever had.
It is. It's really good. Well, I gave it a 7. You gave it an 8. I'm going to carry the 3 and pass the 9 and divide that by 36 and come up with an average of 7.5. Nailed it.
Yeah. So as we're closing, we got to go back to the sushi story.
Okay.
We got to go back to the sushi story. So we're hang on. So we go to Disney, Benihana's. We go to Disney, and the kids and the women were off doing something. I think they're at a park. We stayed back.
I think we threatened to take a nap or something.
Yeah,
we snuck down to Benihana's.
We went to the hotel restaurant. And they had a Benihana's, and so we order a couple of rolls of sushi and
some beers.
And so I look over. They bring out the sushi and.
It's really good, by the way.
What? It was better after the story here. So
it got better.
So here's Billy. He's over there making like a sandwich out of sushi. He's got the little bite sushi roll. He's dabbing a little bit of wasabi on it, and he's laying the ginger on top like a blanket. And he eats it, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?"
I had done it probably twice, and he hadn't seen me, and that was like the third one. And I'm
like, what?
Not every piece used to get a ginger, but like every other piece, and I never got it. I'm like,
now he's been eating sushi like this for years,
like a long time.
I'm like, he goes, what are you talking about? I'm like, the ginger's to clean your palate before you eat the next roll. It's not part of the meal of making your sandwich sushi.
The moment he said that, I was like, son of a bitch.
He goes, are you sure? So I called the server over. Ma'am, I said, what's the ginger for? And she goes, oh, that's to clean your palate before the next one. He's like, bullshit. So they bring out the sushi chef.
Yep.
Oh, that's to clean your palate.
He's like, don't put that on the roll. What are you doing, you dumbass? He basically called me a dumbass. And it makes so much sense because, like, I really like sushi. And every once in a while, I would put a piece of that on there, and I'm like, it completely blows out the flavor of the sushi. Why do people eat this on their sushi? Well, guess what? They don't.
They don't.
And if they do, you're not supposed to.
So, hey, here's our tip of the day. The ginger is to clean your palate before you try another piece of sushi of a different flavor.
Right, if
not
you're
the
switching
same
up.
one. Yeah, if you're switching up. So it's not part of the sandwich you're making on top of the
It's basically
sushi.
a brain reset is what it is. So don't go lean it. Yeah, stay off the ginger.
Tune into this to Bourbon Talking, and we'll give you some more tips on of what not to do in the life of Billy.
Right. Hey, if you're every day's a learning day, right?
Cheers. You guys have a great Labor Day weekend. Enjoy, and we'll talk soon.
See you next time, guys. Thank you.
Out here.
Out.